Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is another Dewars. We are trying Dewars Portuguese Smooth. So they take their Dewars 8-year-old that we know is a blended Scotch, and then they age it for up to 6 months in Portuguese ruby casks. So another interesting one, you can look at my other ones, I'll link them up above. I've done several of them so far, and they've all just been super interesting, and especially being in that budget range, it's really crazy what they're doing in my opinion. So looking at it, we see this beautiful, beautiful golden, almost red golden color going on. Just, you can tell this is something pretty different. Oh, and I forgot to put in there, this actually comes in at a 40% ABV. But look at it in a glass, even just a nice golden there. I say it's got a little more red tint to it. Again, it kind of makes you wonder, how much, was there any port sloshing around in that barrel there, Dewars? I'm not going to complain if there was, but, you know, wink, do a left eye wink for me if that's true, Dewars. But look at that beautiful color. That is just gorgeous color. So, as always, we're going to be trying this 2 different ways. We're going to go neat, no ice, no water. And then we'll try it with a little drops of water in there to see if anything changes up. So let's go for nose. I can already smell it. It's so fruity. Cherry right from the get-go. Melon and almost grapefruit. This is a gorgeous nose. If you love fruity, this is it. Vanilla. But that fruit, apricot even. But I get right up front a nice pungent cherry. You still get a little bit of that classic Dewars in there, that kind of that blended Scotch, almost mustiness to it. But that is fruit through and through. There's no arguments there. You can definitely tell this is a port cask finish. Okay, let's go for taste. Beautiful. Beautiful. You get a little bit of that blended funk on the taste, but it's so enveloped in fruit. Cherry. It's right to the forefront. You almost get and it might just be my brain, but the tartness, if you've ever had a fresh grapefruit, you get that tartness of a fresh ruby grapefruit. Like punch in your tongue right away. Vanilla there too. Helps kind of balance out that fruit sweetness. You don't get as much cherry on the taste. It's still there, but in my opinion, you get more of that grapefruit, pungent tartness from a grapefruit on there. It's so good. Going back for the second, you get a little bit stronger Dewars taste on there, but it still invokes that beautiful port cask they're using. Slight alcohol in the taste, you get just that slight pinch there, but it's very, the word smooth on the front. I know a lot of people in the whiskey community don't like to use the word smooth because it's not a taste, it's a texture. But that is an easy sipper. It is super unoffensive. And it's one of these ones, when my wife and I tried this off screen, she was in love with it. She's loved all the Dewars so far with their with the mezcal finish one, the illegal mezcal. Beautiful finish on that one too. But yeah, beautiful. This is another example of taking an interesting cask and just taking something simple with it. You don't have to let it sit in there for 6 years. They did it for 6 months. and they get this beautiful finish on it. It's just so invoking on the palate. And as it's finished here, you get a little bit of that fruit left over, but it's almost a dry finish, like a wine would be. But you still get a little bit of that fruit sweetness going on. So your taste buds are not dry like a full red wine, but it is definitely kind of in between of a red wine and just being a nice fruity drink in general. Oh, it's so good. Let's see, one more. This is just for me. A little bit of caramel on there. A little bit of like a toasted caramel. That vanilla is showing up stronger and stronger. The grapefruit's still there, but I almost feel like the vanilla caramel is kind of showing forefront on there. Now by the third drink. Still got a beautiful orchardness going on. A little bit of melon maybe in the back end, but so easy on the palate. Okay. Let's try with a little bit of water. Let's see how things go. As always, I'll just do a few drops in there, see if anything changes up. I just love the color on this thing, man. There we go. Let that meld together a bit. Ooh. The orchard like dials up to an 11 apricot now. I'm getting less cherry and more apricot. Oh. Yeah. All the other notes tend to be a little dialed back in there. But that apricot, this reminds me vaguely, it's been a bit, but the Jane Walker 2.0, the one that came out more recently, has more of an apricot on the nose. Kind of reminds me of that. Ugh. I will be doing a review on that if that ever shows up. I'll link it up above. Ugh, that is just apricot. It's like, no, there's no arguments here to me. Very pungent apricot on the taste too. Orchard all day. You still get a little bit of that blended Scotch going on in there on the taste. Oh, but it is so easy to enjoy. There's just so much going on with this. Yeah. The vanilla and the caramel kind of showing up a bit. But that is beautiful. Especially for the pricing on this. Like, I'm very surprised that Dewars is able to do all these in such a good budget area. But the forefront, apricot. You still get orchard in the background there. Like a little bit of cherry, not any apple. You don't get really too much apple in my opinion. Cherry, vanilla, caramels are all showing up, but the apricot is top notch on my taste buds on there. So, as we all know, market price is market price, and that's going to vary depending on where you're at. I was able to pick this up for $23.99 from Reserve Bar. I picked it up on reservebar.com. I can find it in my market for about $21. I've heard some people say they find it in the sub-20s region. I personally haven't seen it that much. I've seen it jump up as high as $25, $26. I don't think it's a bad buy at any of those prices. I think this is such a unique cask that Dewars is doing. Again, they've done their illegal mezcal. They've done a Japanese smooth, which is in Mizunara, their port cask finish. And then they've also done a rum cask finish, which, again, I'm going to be reviewing them all because they've just blown me out of the water with how unoffensive the flavoring is. It's super unique in its own profile. but yet they've kept the price manageable for the everyday person to enjoy. So yeah, huge win in my book. Definitely one that I've talked about with friends, family to give a shot to, especially if you're looking for something a little bit different out of your wheelhouse. If you like blended scotches and you're like, I really want something that's kind of playing a little more on my taste buds, check out Dewars, and especially this Portuguese Smooth. So there you have it, folks. Dewars Portuguese Smooth. If you have any questions about the spirit, let me know down in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have any specific spirits you would like me to review, let me know below as well, because I'm always looking for something new and exciting to try. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might